There's this incredible, almost hidden force out there that can multiply your money even while you sleep. And no, it's not magic, but honestly, it's the closest thing to it in the world of finance. It's called compound interest. And in the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly how you can put this amazing force to work for you.
I mean, even Albert Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. That's a pretty big claim, right? But it sets the stage perfectly. This is a concept so powerful that just understanding it can totally change your financial future.
So what is this thing? This big secret? How does it actually work? And, the most important part, how can you make it work for you? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into.
All right, let's kick things off with the core idea, which I love to call the snowball effect. Just picture a tiny snowball at the very top of a huge snowy hill. As it starts to roll, it picks up a little more snow, then a little more, getting bigger and bigger and rolling faster and faster. Believe it or not, your money can do the exact same thing.
The force that drives that snowball is compound interest. Now, the phrase to burn into your brain here is interest on interest. See, it's not just about earning return on the money you first put in. It's about the moment your earnings start making their own earnings. That right there, that's the whole game changer.
And to really see what I mean, just look at this comparison. On the left, you've got simple interest. Its growth is linear. It's like walking up a steady, predictable ramp. Predictable, but slow. But then on the right, you have compound interest, and its growth is exponential. That's the magic. Your growth starts to curve up, getting steeper and steeper over time. It's the difference between walking up a ramp and launching a rocket.
Okay, let's make this super real with a simple example. You start with $100. After year one, you earn $5. Simple enough. But check out what happens in year two. You don't just earn another $5. Nope, you earn $5.25. Now, that extra quarter, it might not seem like much, but it is everything. That 25 cents is the proof. It's your very first taste of your money making more money all by itself.
So, if that little quarter is the spark, what's the fuel that turns it into a raging fire? Well, that brings us to our next crucial point. Your single greatest advantage in this whole thing, it isn't how much money you have, it's how much time you have.
Seriously, this might be the most important takeaway of this whole explainer. Think about it this way. That compounding snowball needs a really, really long hill to roll down to get massive. And that means the amount of time you let your money grow is way more powerful than the amount of money you start with.
Let's look at a classic story, Brian versus Alex. Now, they both invest the exact same amount every single month. The only difference? Brian starts when he's 20, and Alex waits until he's 30. Now, just look at the difference when they both turn 50. It's not even close. That extra decade of compounding gives Brian a massive, almost unbelievable head start. Alex can never catch up just by investing the same amount.
And here's the part that's just, well, it's mind-blowing. Look at where your wealth actually comes from over a 40-year period. Your own contributions, the money you physically put in, ends up being just a small slice of the pie. The vast majority, 84% in this example, is pure growth. It's that snowball effect, plain and simple. Your money did almost all of the heavy lifting for you.
So, want a quick little mental hack to really feel the power of this? It's called the Rule of 72. All you do is divide the number 72 by your annual interest rate, and that'll give you a rough idea of how many years it'll take to double your money. So at an 8% return like you see here, your money doubles about every 9 years. It's just a fantastic little trick to grasp how fast things can really get moving.
Okay, so we're all on board. Compounding is powerful, but how do we actually use it? This leads to a huge decision that everyone has to make. Should you be saving your money or should you be investing it? Because, trust me, they are not the same thing.
This table really breaks it all down. Just look at that first row, the goal. Saving is all about short-term safety. Investing is all about long-term growth. One is for your emergency fund, things you need soon. The other is for big goals like retirement, where you take on a bit more risk to let that compounding snowball really do its thing. But there's a hidden danger in playing it too safe by only saving your money. It's this silent wealth killer called inflation. That's just the fancy word for how prices for everything go up over time, which means your money buys less and less. And here's the crucial point. Let's say your savings account pays you 2% interest, but the cost of everything else goes up by 3%. You've actually lost 1% of your buying power. So yeah, your money is safe, but it's becoming less valuable every single day. It's like you're running on a treadmill, but the treadmill is slowly moving backward. And I have to give a quick but really important warning here.
Compounding is a totally neutral force. It doesn't care if it's helping you or hurting you. Remember, that same incredible power that grows your investments can make high-interest debt, like on a credit card, spiral out of control just as fast, if not faster.
So, with all that in mind, how do you actually choose the right path for your money? Let's get into our final section and lay out a simple guide for what to do next.
First things first, let's talk saving. When is putting your money in a super safe, low-return account the absolute right call?
Well, the answer is pretty clear. You save when you're building up your emergency fund. That is totally non-negotiable. You save for big purchases that are coming up in the next few years, like a down payment. Basically, any money that you absolutely cannot afford to lose or that you're going to need soon belongs in savings. Period.
Okay, so what about investing? When should you be willing to take on a little more risk to unlock that amazing power of compounding?
You invest when you can give your money the one thing it needs most: time. If your goal is a decade or more down the road, investing gives your snowball that long runway it needs to get huge and to overcome the inevitable bumps along the way. It's how you beat inflation and make sure your wealth is actually growing.
And that really brings us to the end. After all the charts, all the numbers, all the examples, it all boils down to this one simple idea. The math of compounding doesn't care if you start with $5 or $5,000. The most important variable, the one that you actually control, is just starting. So what's one small step you can take today?